Members of the House, I think it's no surprise that I rise today to speak in opposition to HB 1324. Let's be very clear about what this bill does and what it does not do. HB 1324 deregulates sound suppressors under Georgia law and eliminates the enhanced penalty for using a sound suppressor during the commission of a crime. That is the heart of this bill. Supporters will tell you that this is about hearing protection, but suppressors are not even the most effective method of hearing protection. Public health experts note that hearing damage can occur at 85 decibels, while firearms produce sounds over 140 decibels. With the most effective suppressors, they suppress the sound of gunfire by only about 28 decibels. In contrast, noise reductions from muffs and plugs used together are in the 40 to 50 decibel range and remain the gold standard to protect hearing. Supporters might tell you that law-abiding citizens should be able to possess them. Guess what? They already can, pursuant to the National Firearms Act, if they register them, which requires a background check and fingerprinting. This state law deregulation will not change federal law. HB 1324 does not make that process easier. It does not reduce federal penalties. It doesn't expand access for hunters. So if this bill doesn't change federal law and doesn't help protect hearing better than other methods, who benefits from passing this bill? The only people who benefit are criminals. Right now, under Georgia law, if someone illegally possesses a sound suppressor, they face state penalties, including up to 5 years in prison. And right now, under Georgia law, if someone uses a sound suppressor during the commission of a crime, they face an enhanced penalty. That enhanced penalty exists for a reason. Sound suppressors make it harder for law enforcement and bystanders to identify a shooter by masking muzzle flash and reducing the distinct sound of gunfire. And before you look at me and roll your eyes, I understand they do not completely silence a weapon. They diminish auditory detection and can delay response time. In an active shooting scenario, seconds matter, direction matters, sound matters. Why on earth would we eliminate the enhanced penalty for making that situation more dangerous? This body has spent hours this session debating school safety. We have debated metal detectors. We have debated school resource officers. We have debated mental health supports. And yet today, we are being asked to remove a penalty that applies when someone makes it harder to locate a shooter. If you use a firearm during the commission of certain crimes, there are enhanced penalties. If you use a weapon in a way that increases danger, there are enhanced penalties because the law recognizes that how a crime is committed matters. We're not talking about criminalizing hunters. Hunters today can legally possess a sound suppressor if they comply with federal law. We are talking about removing a state-level consequence for criminals. And I've heard supporters say, well, federal law is enough. But if that's the standard, why do we even have state criminal law at all? And today we're choosing to lower that standard. Who feels that first? Our hardworking law enforcement officers, the victims, communities already struggling with gun violence. We hear from Georgia families whose lives have been permanently altered by gun violence in this state. Families like those impacted by the tragedy at Appalachia High School. Survivors of domestic violence and victims like Amy St. Pierre, who was shot in a Midtown doctor's office. And then we turn around and advance legislation that reduces penalties connected to the use of a device in the commission of a crime? What message does that send? The National Firearms Act has been on the books since 1934 and has made it difficult for dangerous individuals to obtain sound suppressors. In the Buffalo mass shooting in 2022, the shooter reportedly sought a silencer but couldn't obtain one because of existing laws. In Lewiston, Maine, in 2023, the shooter attempted to purchase a suppressor but was denied just weeks before killing 18 people. But when dangerous individuals do obtain suppressors, they have been used in targeted, deadly attacks. In the Virginia Beach mass shooting in 2019, the gunman used a suppressor while killing 12 people in a city building. Survivors reported they initially thought the noise was a nail gun, not gunfire, which delayed their response. That is exactly the danger suppressors create. And despite the regulations already in place, ATF recovered more than 400 silencers from crime scenes in 2023 alone. This is not a Second Amendment bill. Law-abiding citizens' constitutional rights are not dependent on eliminating enhanced penalties for criminals. This is not a hunting bill. Hunters already have a pathway, so if HB 324 passes, the only people who benefit are the criminals. A no vote will not remove deterrence without compelling public safety reason. HB 1324 does not make Georgia safer. It does not solve a problem. It creates one. If y'all want to vote for the criminals, taking away an enhanced penalty when they use it to commit a crime, vote yes. But the people of Georgia who have suffered gun violence for years because we keep expanding gun rights, this is a slap in the face to them. So please vote no.